What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom of the video, and we just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be talking about Gillie the Kid. Well, it'll really be an update of a video I did a couple weeks ago about Nola Scully, the Joker. So if y'all ain't familiar with the Noah Scully story or the Joker, he was a kid who played basketball at his high school. Actually had the highest SAT score in his high school, and end up getting killed with his mother before going to school one morning. Now, Noah, now I said that, like he was just an innocent kid. Now, Noah, like I said, Noah's not the most innocent kid. Noah, well, one, he had been shot before, but Noah is also accused of a murder. And the reason why his story went so global, not accused of a murder, but it's suspected on the street of a murder. And that's what we finna get into, of Gillie's son, Cheese. And Noah released the reason why his story was so publicly televised is because he released a music video, and the day after released a video. Y'all know what a music video today look like with guns and this and ops. That's kind of where we at with the drill music. And next thing you know, next day he gets killed. So especially with your mama. So and nobody else got hit. So it was a very personal hit. Um, you could just tell they whoever was trying to take him out took him out. But that's not what we're here to. That's not the importance of this video. I'm in here today to talk about, like I said, word on the street that Noah was actually one of the shooters, or I don't even know how many shooters were, but somebody who killed Gillie's son, Cheese. And so obviously Gillie just recently had an interview on Club Shay with Shannon Sharp. And obviously, this is going to be something when he does an interview this big. Is obviously going to be something that they discussed because it's not new, but it's fairly recent in the terms of life. So he basically, not basically, he confirms that Noah was suspected to be the killer of Cheese with, I'll put the clips in here. But he basically goes on here, he talks about, well, at first he didn't say his name, but then he actually says the Joker by name. He doesn't say Noah Scully, but that's his real name. But he says the Joker. He talks about the music video.
Have you met the kid? Have you talked to the kid that took your son's life?
Nah, I never met him. I never. Only reason why I know is because the police called me and
Right.
told me once he was murdered. Once he got, because the kid had just got shot 17 times. He was walking with his mom.
Oh.
And he got murdered. And then the police notified me and let me know that he was one of the kids that was pretty much about to get locked up for the murder, but he got murdered first. So, and then, when you do something in the streets know. So, they
They
all
did what
on
they did.
Instagram and they talk, and then, apparently this kid name was the Joker. And, that's what he did. So, but he had to deal with God. That's how I look at it.
One thing I do want to discuss about this, what he was saying about the street, the Cheese street image and him being in the streets. Now, most parents obviously, when especially somebody like Gillie who came from the streets and has made a living for herself, especially now, they're going to condemn their children being in the streets because I mean that's just common sense. We know what comes with the street life, but at the same time, I didn't like how he condemned Cheeses for it. So
How did your son get involved? How did Cheese get involved in that life? Because at this point in time, Gillie, you made a name for yourself. You got bread.
Well, you got to understand. And I can only tell the truth being a follower. Plain and simple. Being a follower. Wanting to subscribe to some shit that's not really you. And that's most of the kids out here.
he basically went on there and said Cheese wasn't like that, and Cheese didn't have to portray this lifestyle he was living and all that. And one, I do he get where he coming from because like I said, it makes sense. We know what come in the streets, and Gillie, at least had some uprising. But for him to, I'm not gonna say Cheese was like that because I don't know, I didn't know the man personally. But for him to just say like he wasn't supposed to be acting like that, I think it's crazy. Because yes, this is Gillie's second career, but Gillie's first career wasn't super successful as a rapper, and he was rapping Yeah, he was rapping with niggas who made money, and he was rapping when niggas were making a good amount of money, but he wasn't rapping when niggas was making money like today. So him, he ain't, I don't even know a Gillie song. I just know him for getting into it with Young Money and Wayne and them, and then him saying him and Wayne, he wrote for Wayne because they flows is similar from time to time. But I don't know who stole from who, and we don't know either. And we know Wayne has became the greater rapper. So I say all this to say those gap years in between him not rapping, $1 million games and Wallow coming home. What were you doing? And I'm not saying like he was just broke out here. That's not what I'm trying to argue. But the money wasn't coming in like it is now. So if you still living in Philadelphia out there, you not living in the burbs like that. You still in the city. Your son gonna be around that shit, and you gotta think everything Gillie do is connected to the streets. All they interviews, they best interviews, and them talking to street rappers. A lot of their content is just connected to the streets. So all you do is connect to the streets and you get on and condemn everything. You condemn your own content. So I do think that was a little bullshit. But I'm saying like, the money wasn't just flowing in. So you to just be like, yeah, he wasn't supposed to be doing that. Like my nigga, he still had to live his life. He had to go to school, do all that shit. You not the richest nigga alive. He's still outside. I mean, what was you doing in those in between years? Those in between years, cause Cheese was like a little bit older than me. Was the most important years. Everybody know your adolescence year when it comes to just who you become as a person and what you go to do in your life are very important. And so if your adolescent years you don't got it like you do now in his adolescent years. So that's what also confused me, cause your living situation was different. So you can't just be like, nah, he wasn't supposed to do that, cause you wasn't living this life you living now. So yeah, that's really just my gripes, and I thought it was interesting that he confirmed it. So like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom video, and we out.